So what will be the agenda for today? First of all, we are going to start with some remote management challenges you are maybe facing. We will give you a quick overview of MyKerio itself. We will show you the idea behind this centralized management, how you can share specific configurations, how it can help you with remote deployment, and of course we will give you some live demonstration, and at the end you can ask your questions and we will answer them. So first, to give you a quick overview of Kerio Control itself, for those who are not familiar with this product. It's a network firewall and router with a leading edge intrusion prevention system. It has included advanced antivirus protection. You can have secure VPN. This is included in all our Kerio Control products at no extra cost. It is implementing the industry-leading web and content filtering, unmatched quality of services, so you can create bandwidth rules to, for example, guarantee a specific bandwidth for specific services, and you are pretty flexible in the deployment. So what are the remote management challenges you are facing today? You may have said sometimes, oh, I want to share URL groups between some Kerio Control appliances, or you said I want to connect and manage more than one Kerio Control, so you are tired of remembering all the login credentials for the different Kerio Controls you are administering, and maybe you would like to receive email alerts on high severity IPS events, but you do not want to set up an extra SMTP server for the Kerio Controls so they can use it as an SMTP. So another remote management challenges are that you have to go on site to your customer to perform the initial configuration. This can be made easier, especially for the Kerio Control hardware appliances. Again, as I said, remembering all the login details for each appliance is also a challenge. That if you would like to reproduce the same policies for each appliance again and again, MyKerio can make life easier for you. Also, maintaining rules and connectivity for secure remote access. Maybe you would like to delegate some administration to somebody else, so you would like to have some sort of co-admin. Also, this is pretty easy and simple to be done with MyKerio, and you will always immediately know when maybe a problem arises. So MyKerio, what is MyKerio? Everything in control with MyKerio. Give you a quick overview of MyKerio. It enables you a centralized remote management for Kerio Control appliances. It's a complementary service provided by us. It is hosted on a redundant AWS infrastructure, and these servers are based in Europe. To be more specific, they are based in Ireland. Also, we pay much attention on security when it comes to MyKerio. So you have a unified logins, means that no password is stored in MyKerio. So you're not storing individual admin logins from your individual Kerio Control appliances in MyKerio. You have one login, so where you can access then the managed Kerio Controls. Just to make it clear at this point, again, the login credentials for MyKerio can be different and are definitely different from the technical view from the admin login credentials of the appliance itself. So those are two separated parts. Optionally, you can activate a two-factor authentication to protect your login account. When you check MyKerio against the sslabs.com, you will see it will get an A+ rating. So we have paid a lot of attention to have a strong SSL encrypted connection. And the communication is initiated from the firewall, so there is no need for you to open extra ports. Everything will be initiated from the firewall itself, so no extra configuration on that side. So what is the MyKerio solution? So you can deploy a hardware Kerio control via MyKerio. This is called zero-touch provisioning. I will show you this also in the demonstration, and I will show you later on the schema, how this zero-touch provisioning is working. Again, you can manage all your appliances using with a single login. So additionally, to monitor hardware appliance and zero-touch provision hardware, you can also implement and include already existing Kerio controls into MyKerio. You can push shared configuration to multiple appliances which are organized in a single organization. You can remotely administer appliance securely without VPN or especially opening ports for the remote administration. And all the control management access policies can centrally be used in MyKerio. And of course, you get email notifications sent via highly available MyKerio to ensure delivery. So there is no need to maintain and to take care of an SMTP server the Kerio Control wants to use to send out those email alerts. We are providing with MyKerio a rock solid and pretty much redundant and pretty reliable service for you, which can be used for sending out those notifications. And of course, it is 24/7 accessible. So let's have a sneak peek on the centralized management. So you get a single view of all your controlled appliances. You can organize appliances in separate management groups. So for example, if you have a customer with 5 Kerio controls, you can create an organization which is named like your customer, and you can drop in all those appliances into this organization. You again can receive email alerts, you get notifications on this centralized management console, and you can also easily switch to usage reports. You can access directly the administration of an appliance itself with a single click. I will show you this also in the demonstration later on. And of course, you still have full local administration if necessary. So once you have bound Kerio Control to MyKerio, it's not a one-way street. You still have the ability to have local administration. When it comes to shared configurations, you can apply the same definitions to multiple appliances, and you can import an existing set of definitions, which is optional. You do not need that. What configurations, or better said definitions, are included? Those are the IP address groups, the time ranges, and URL groups. So even if you have several appliances in one organization, those will automatically share all those 3 groups of definitions. Even if you do not want to have some of those definitions to be used in, let's say, 1 or 2 of those appliances, it's not a problem at all, because those 3 groups are created for further use with other functionalities on your carrier control. So they are you are only linking to such groups. When it comes to remote deployment, we have to talk about the zero-touch provisioning, which means there is no need for you to go on site. You just send the Kerio Control hardware box to your customer, and you can remotely set up and configure this hardware box. This is only for hardware only. This requires the knowledge of the serial number and the license number. So normally you get informed about the license for your customer, and maybe it is one phone call that your customer should maybe tell you the the serial number of the box itself. It's printed on the bottom, or there is a separate piece of paper inside the box where the serial number and the license number are listed. So to give you a technical overview how zero-touch provisioning works, so you have here a Kerio Control, and we have MyKerio. All your customer needs to do is to plug in this hardware device, power it on, plug in the Ethernet cable into the internet port of this hardware appliance, and it immediately starts talking to our MyKerio service. Then you just need to fill in the license number into the form, which I will show you later on in the demonstration. You enter the serial number, and from that point the communication starts with MyKerio, and the Kerio Control appliance is added to your MyKerio. Go straight to my demonstration. So I'm going to share my screen. So first of all, I would like to say to you, or I would like to explain to you, if you would like to use the MyKerio service we are providing, of course you need first an account in MyKerio. So you just navigate in your browser to my.kerio.com, and then you see in the upper right corner the register button. When you click on that, it's pretty simple. I think everybody has already registered for some service. You will just fill in an email address and give a password, and that's it. After you have registered successfully, you can directly log into MyKerio. Now I would like to explain you a little difference, because maybe this question will come up. Brian was already talking about the zero-touch provisioning. So the zero-touch provisioning only works for hardware appliances. That is prerequisite 1. And prerequisite 2 is that you have not yet already such a hardware appliance running. If you already have a hardware appliance running or any other Kerio control running, these controls cannot be added by zero-touch provisioning to the MyKerio. Therefore, you need to pre-configure something on the already running appliances, and I will just quickly show you that. I'm here logged into a already running Kerio appliance, and when you go to the configuration and you go to remote services, you see a tab which is named MyKerio. Simple as this is our motto: simple, stable, secure. You simply just tick the box, connect to MyKerio, and then it will start to connect to your already created and existing MyKerio account. Second, if you would like to use the notification services and the, let's say, email alert services of MyKerio, you just go to the SMTP Relay tab, and you can switch here from SMTP server, what you may have configured before. You can switch to MyKerio notification service, and from that time on, MyKerio will be your, in quotation marks, SMTP relay server, which is handling all the alert messages and all the notifications the Kerio Control appliance is sending out. So just to summarize again, if you have already running appliances, hardware or software or whatever, you need to pre-configure and you need to do something on the already running appliances. Basically, it's ticking 2 boxes in remote services. Then those already running appliances are ready to be used with MyKerio. But we now switch over to the MyKerio. I'm already logged in, and now I would like to add a new hardware appliance which is already connected to the internet. So it's simply, I just click here on the upper right hand corner on add new appliance, and I now just need to fill in the license number and the serial number of the box. This is what I have, of course, already prepared. I'm just putting in the license number. Now I'm putting in the serial number, and I just click on find this appliance. And now MyKerio is searching for my control box. And as you can see here, he found it. MyKerio found the appliance. It's an NG100, which is all. I connected it to the internet already half an hour before. What you see here is that the company name is already filled out. This is the reason for that is because we have used this appliance already for some other demonstration. So in our licensing system, this box is already tied to the company training department Kerio. So when you are doing this for the first time, you will definitely see the whole wizard you may have already seen when you have deployed an Kerio Control appliance. So what I'm now going to do is you fill in the company email, which is already in. I agree to the terms. I go to next. Now you're going to create a local administrator on that box. And I'm just deciding for a password. I'm confirming it. And I would like to have as an administrator email, I would like to have a different one. And I would like that emails are sent to the administrator, and ticking here, allow Kerio Control to send anonymous usage statistics. That tremendously helps us improving our product. I just click next. Now it asks me I should give this appliance a name. I will name it training appliance. And if I would like to put it in an already existing organization. And this is basically a pretty important part for you. At the moment, it is not possible to move appliances between organizations. So you should maybe think of creating the organizations you would like to use in advance and then import the Kerio appliance, Kerio Control appliance. If you maybe have put it in the wrong organization, you first need to remove it again from MyKerio and import it again to the appropriate organization. This is definitely a feature which will come in the future, that you can move appliances between organizations. And maybe, as you can see it on the lower left corner, which is a little bit faded out, you see a button which is named Suggest an Idea. So please feel free to suggest any new idea, any idea you have concerning MyKerio. and our developers will have a look on that. So I will now click Finish, and now the process starts that the communication is done with our licensing server. There's a communication with the MyKerio server and also with the appliance. This can take up to 2 minutes sometimes, depending on the speed of your internet line and depending on how busy our licensing server is. So instead of waiting now 2 minutes in front of a window which shows a spinning circle, I will just quickly refresh the page so this window disappears. As you can see, the appliance is still not up and running because the whole configuration and provisioning part is done in the background, but I can already show you something else. We have talked about the shared definitions. So shared definitions means that you can easily push definitions to all of the appliances which belong to one organization. So I'm going to show you two examples what I wanted to share among all the appliances which are in the Beinbrewing.com organization. So I would like to add another local IP address range. So I'm going to click here plus. I'm typing in 192.168.11.0/255.255.255.0, and the description I'm using will be remote IPv4 subnet. I'm adding this. So I added another IP range in the IP addresses group. I would like also add an additional time range. First, I will create a new definition group, and I will call this definition group lunch break. Not Lucy, I call it lunch break. I say add, and I'm going to add a time range into that group, and the time range should be between 12 and 13 o'clock on every weekday. I give this also a description so I know what it means. I will call it happy meal. I will say add, and as you can see, I've added another group with a new time range. So let's switch back to our appliances and see if our appliance is ready. And yes, it is ready, as you can see here. It already notifies me that there is an update available. So maybe it's not good to see, but this appliance is still on version 9.0. So it already gives me the notification that there is an update. As I'm sometimes a lazy bone, I would also like to have some co-administrator who is helping me with those appliances. So I'm going to my organization and I'm going to invite Brian that he can co-administer these appliances which are in the Beinbrewing.com group. And I say invite. And what you see that there is a pending invitation. So when Brian is going to accept this invitation, this will change to a real user. As Brian has said, it is pretty easy to enter the administration interface of an appliance because you just go here, you just click on it, and you will see that the administration interface will now come up. I just say close, and that the definition groups and I've created before are already pushed to this appliance, even it was not ready because it was still provisioning itself in the background, I can show you, because I've created an IP address group. Here it is, remote IPv4 subnet, and I have created a time range in a new group, and the group was named lunch break, and the description was happy meal. So you may notice now here there are these entries here are grayed out. These entries are administered and configured via MyKerio. So if you would like to change something on those definitions, you have to change it in MyKerio. You cannot change them directly on the appliance itself. Once you remove this appliance from your account in MyKerio, those remotely created rules and definitions will be converted into local definitions, so you can use them in the future. If there are already definitions created which may have a problem with one you are going to create, those rules will be merged. And don't worry, you are not able to break your connection to the appliances via MyKerio, because we are helping you. We prevent you from cutting yourself off from MyKerio. I'm going back to my appliances list, and I'm interested if Brian has already accepted. And as you can see, Brian has accepted the invitation. So he is now a co-administrator of the appliances which are in the organization binebrewing.com. Again, on the lower left corner, you see the Suggest an Idea button. Please don't hesitate. If you have any ideas, any suggestions, please click on that button and you will be forwarded to our feedback forum. I believe most of you already know it from the other products, Kerio Control, Operator and Connect. You will be forwarded to our so-called users voice system, and there you can suggest your idea and give a vote. And we will segue directly first into a summary. So to summarize what you have just seen, it is an efficient management of multiple Kerio Control appliances. You can completely remote set up your Kerio Control hardware appliances. It's pretty convenient administration anytime and anywhere. You just need an internet connection. The communication is pretty much secure. You have a complementary, reliable notification service, so no extra opening ports on the firewall, no extra setting up an SMTP server who is forwarding the alert messages. So if you would like to learn more about all the MyKerio functionalities, there's a dedicated area on our knowledge base under kb.kerio.com. And when you go there to Kerio Control, you will find a subcategory which is named MyKerio. Here's a brief list of what we think knowledge base articles which can help you. There will be a follow-up email after this webinar where you can have a look at the recording. And of course, if you would like to have this presentation for your own purposes, you can also get this via the follow-up email. So all I can say for today is thank you